Okay, the clock is ticking, so we must be doing this. I've never done this one before. These days, it seems like that's all we do is say, I've never done this before. To say it about 6, 7 times a day as we navigate this new and scary coronavirus world. Here we are, not meeting at the old art building on a early spring day, but here you are listening to me, your township supervisor, recording the State of the Township address from my living room, where I'm stuck home, just like everybody else. I've never done this before. We watch the news and infection numbers in a new and scary form of March Madness. All of us are challenged to find new ways of doing things. Whether it's working at home, seeing a doctor on our phone, applying for unemployment benefits in the middle of the night, because that's the only time you can actually get online to do that job, I found out, or getting curbside pickup for our groceries. Works better if you call the night before and then have them pick up the next day. So here I am, the State of the Township. The reports you would usually hear and the budgets that would typically be on the back table at the old art building are now posted online and are accessible from a link on the township website, lelandlaw.cc/LelandTWP.asp. The State of the Township. A lot of things went right this year. Our taxable value continued to rise. Construction was strong. Wonderful people continued to step forward. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To serve in your township government. And we have made progress towards a lot of long sought after goals. Next month, we will start a pilot project to address the hydrogen sulfide that causes that nasty odor at the Duck Lake corner in our sewer system. That hydrogen sulfide that is generated by our sewer system also eats up the guts of that system, and we are looking for a way to stop or neutralize that hydrogen sulfide. We have completed the renewal of the spillway right over there at Proofmont Pond. So we will be preserving this well-loved fishing and birding spot for the next generation. Our efforts to slow down traffic in Lake Leland resulted in the new bump outs. Some of you love them, some of you hate them, but they do slow traffic down. We've added a second crosswalk in front of Dick's Poorhouse and school markings in front of the Montessori School. On Monday, not this Monday, April 6th, we will see work begin on renewing and widening the bridge over the Lake Leland Narrows, allowing for safer pedestrian traffic on both sides of the bridge. The village of Leland is also on my mind, as our contacts at MDOT tell me that the pavement downtown needs a complete rebuild. That's a big job, and they are actively pursuing that funding. From the Road Commission, we hear that they're going to finish the chip sealing on Horn Road. And in the southern part of the township, there will be chip sealing going on this summer on Horn Road, Pop Road, Lingauer Road, Schaumburg, and Overby Road. Our clerk, Lisa Brookfield, is in her second year on the job. She has taken to it like a duck to water. She handles our communications, our IT, our record keeping, our accounts payable and payroll, our tax filings, and the weekly, monthly, and quarterly and annual reports. She keeps one set of our books and makes sure that we are in compliance with the law. Lisa is responsible for our budget monitoring and preparation for the annual budget process. She does the meeting coordination and preparation. She also runs our elections. 4 elections this year, and she guards the integrity of those elections with a fervor. The duties of the clerk's office have expanded with the new no reason absentee voter rule, and her requested raise is well warranted. Every time I worry, I haven't accomplished enough, I remind myself that at least I've managed to recruit Lisa. Lake Michigan's water level continues to rise to record levels, but Leland Township is faring better than most because our Planning Commission, in the 1996 ordinance, wisely decided to measure the lakeside setback from the historic high water mark instead of the usual ordinary high water mark. Still, record-breaking water levels are projected through at least July, putting our shoreline in an unprecedented situation. The Township Board has moved to expedite permits for reinforcement of shoreline properties in concert with EGLE, the Michigan Department of Environmental, Great Lakes, and Energy. That'll probably be on the test. In 2020, our Planning Commission is working on a new master plan as the first step of modernizing our zoning ordinance. They've also been discussing the issue of short-term rentals. I've been impressed by the research and thought on the part of each commission member. Our Fire and Rescue Department has been steadfast in their commitment to better training and better planning for every sort of emergency, including the one we're in. This commitment to excellence is attractive to new recruits. Our roster of paid on-call grew for the second straight year, an accomplishment that many other rural departments would envy. Last year, we installed a new phone system at the township office, a planned expense. And we also installed a new server, an expensive and unplanned expense. One of my 2019 projects has been to complete an inventory of all of our township assets and make a plan for upkeep and replacement of those items. The list ranges from our maintenance truck to our office equipment to swings and slides and docks to our roads and sidewalks, even the wall on the river in front of the monarchy room. We will use this information to determine how to replace our extra voted millage, which was levied for the last time in 2019. That's the next big thing on the town board agenda. If we were in routine times, we would figure out how much money we needed to keep the township in decent shape, and then ask the voters to approve a 3-year millage to support our operations. We may only be looking for a millage 1 year at a time right now because, as you know, these are not normal times. Now, this is the part of the talk where I'm supposed to tell the future, explain what projects are on the horizon, and give a hopeful vision of our township's future. You'll find some of those plans and some of those ideas in the reports on the website. But to tell you the truth, things are changing day by day. I find myself at the helm with 2 storms bearing down on the township. The minor storm of record high water levels threatens to undermine our tax base and spoil our well-loved shoreline. The major threat, the major storm of COVID-19, threatens our real value, the wonderful people of our township. What gives me hope at this time is the resiliency, the flexibility, and the service-mindedness of this community. I've spoken to many of our returning travelers taking great care to quarantine themselves. And we are seeing many people reinventing their lives and their businesses to serve our new challenge. My neighbor up the hill, Janet Mativia, you may know her for her custom draperies and slipcovers. She's now hunkered down, having just returned from Florida on a flight that she said was pretty scary. She's quarantining herself, and she's spending time sewing face masks for emergency workers. The masks are collected by Martinson's funeral home, who has the means to sterilize them before delivering them to the agencies that need them. If you've wondered what's going on at Northern Latitudes Distillery, they have repurposed their still to manufacture much needed hand sanitizer, which is available to the public at their store for a small price, but is bottled in bulk free for our first responders and other agencies. Our groceries and our restaurants have been proactive in establishing curbside delivery protocols and converting themselves to takeout service. I noticed that Harbor Commissioner Gino Miller, recently home from a ski trip in which he was warned to self-quarantine, is spending his time writing new songs and entertaining us by posting them on YouTube. I might have to ask him for help on how to put this up on the YouTube. I was inspired when I met up with Madeline Hodek. She was out on a walk while listening to a live mass broadcast on her earbuds. We engaged in an impromptu discussion of this most unusual Lent and how we are all learning to appreciate things that we have never considered having to give up, like hugs and handshakes. Your Leland Township Board has passed a remote meeting policy in response to the governor's relaxation of the Open Meetings Act. We held our first remote meeting on Tuesday, complete with public comment, on the Zoom platform. We have postponed the annual meeting of the electors. We will hold our normal budget hearing at noon on Saturday the 28th, tomorrow, also remotely on Zoom. Your town board makes better decisions when we have the citizenry at our meetings, but we understand that the online meeting process is clunky and that the learning curve is steep. I hope that you will bear with us and learn this new protocol along with us. Right now, the best way to make a public comment is to email me at lelandoch@gmail.com. That's lelandoch@gmail.com. Instructions for participating in the meeting remotely are on the township's website. That's leelanau.cc/Leland meeting, LELANDMTG.ASP, question mark, capital A, capital MID equals 518. That's hard. Just go on the website, leland.cc/Leland meeting, or leland.asp. Our office is closed to walk-in traffic, but our clerk, our treasurer, and your supervisor are still on the job and are available by phone. We have an election in May, and we will be mailing absentee ballot applications to everyone in the town, everyone who's registered to vote, in hopes that everyone will take advantage of the opportunity to vote without going out in public. Our harbor is considered to be an essential service, as are our parks. Our harbor master, our maintenance person, our sewer administrator, and of course our fire and rescue personnel are still on the job caring for our township. I hope that you are caring for one another. The only way that Leland Township can really fail this challenge is if, when the order is finally lifted and when we can go out again, is if we then find that we have forgotten to check on someone, forgotten to ask a neighbor if they needed food or comfort or some kind of care. If we tended our neighbors but neglected, if we tended to our friends but neglected the people that we aren't friends with. Please think again about your neighborhood, your school, or church community, your customers, the people that you see every day, and make a phone call to anyone who might fall through the cracks. Be patient with each other. Be patient with your township government as well. We are having to make this up on the fly. We all need to figure out this social distancing, but nobody needs to be alone. We'll get through this storm. I'm looking forward to a time when we'll meet again face to face. We have coffee. We go to a meeting. We see each other in the grocery. Our next town board meeting is on April 13th, and it will also be a remote meeting. You can email me with your thoughts and concerns about any township matters. Some people think that township government is the lowest form of government. I think of it as the form of government that's closest to the people. If you have any troubles, give me a call, and we'll try to work it through. If you see something's out of place, give me a call, and we'll see if we can figure it out. Thank you very much. Take care of each other. This is how, like that. This is how to contact me. Reach out. Thank you. "20 seconds. That's how long you wash your hands. See ya."